John, now welcome to RV Homebase. You've been here before, bud, haven't you?
I've been at RV Homebase quite a bit now. I was here right at the beginning virtually, and I'm just amazed how quickly it's developed and how quickly it's taken on. There's a big mob here now, so you know it's become a kind of a party to be here.
Well, actually, speaking of parties, you know they have a Friday night happy hour every week. I think these guys know how to party.
Yeah, the happy hours, I come every year for the happy hour, and it really is a happy hour, and you get to see the kind of people that live here, and I think it's a perfect community, especially if you're the kind of person that has a caravan and you go around the country all the time. You pull up here, you're secure, and you can leave it there if you want to go off on a cruise or whatever you want to do. I think it's, you know, I haven't got a caravan yet, but I'm thinking about coming here, I tell you.
Look, you travel all around Australia and you see a lot of communities, a lot of regional communities, a lot of cities, and you see that people who enjoy travelling, one of the things I think that they have a concern over is leaving their home in a normal, regular community, like normal neighbourhood, for 3 or 4 or 5, 6 months and not being looked after. The gardens get overgrown and they're worried about being burgled. Do you see that this is perfect for that sort of person because they don't have any of those worries?
Yeah, I think if you're going to take off with a caravan, you do need to know that your home is safe, and this is the ideal situation. I think it certainly suits me. I know when I clear off from my property down southeast Queensland, I'm always worried about the security of it. So I got burglar alarms and cameras and all the rest of it. But here you don't need any of that, and it's maintained as well. So, and when I say maintain, I mean on-site management, you know, which is incredible. You know, it's. And it's your home, but it is maintained for you and looked after. So there's bowling green and tennis courts to come, all sorts of things. You know, it seems to me every time I come here, it's just getting bigger and happier, and people are building bigger homes. And of course, the more the community develops, the more attractive it is because you've got built-in mates. You know.
You've walked around and met a whole bunch of people that live here. You can see just they love it, can't you?
Yeah. And one of the reasons I love the happy hours because you do get to see the kind of people that live here. They've all got so much in common because they get around the country a lot, so they've got a lot of stories to tell, and it's fun. I might get a song out of it.
Mateship to you would be pretty strong because you are the quintessential Australian, and this is all about mateship. Yeah. And so therefore, how important do you place mateship and camaraderie in your life?
Yeah, and speaking of mateship, you know, the friends you make in a place like this, well, you know, I think we all agree that you haven't got much of a life without mates. So I've got some really, really close mates. I'd love them all to come here and all live here. It'd be great, wouldn't it? And that's probably what's happening. And I get to know a lot of people around the country. But in the long run, you end up with a couple of handfuls of really good mates, and to have them all around you in the one resort would be an amazing thing. And they are true blue. I really like them. They're all good people. I've been around Australia. I've stayed at a few resorts, but this one here, RV Homebase, is really unique. It's set up for caravans in the first place, but it's got, you know, the tennis courts coming, got the bowling green, swimming pool, a bit of golf, and it's all here. So I can't think of any better resort in the country, really.
So John, the great thing about RV Homebase, I believe, is that when these people jump in their caravan or their RV van and they take off and unfortunately it comes back dirty, there's a real bonus.
This is a recreational vehicle base, and the big thing, of course, is you come back, you put the car in the van, in the big wash, empty it out of whatever, and straight in your carport, and it's like you never left home. And the other thing in the resort that I really like is the men's shed. What a great name. I don't know whether the women are allowed in or not, probably are, but that's where I'd be half the time if I was living here, because I do love meddling around with wood, and you know, I'm a real tinker. So you know, I think that's a big plus. A resort with a men's shed.
John, fishing, do you like fishing?
When I was a kid I used to fish a lot, and that's also ideal. I don't have much time for it now, but I've been invited to lunch to have a nice feed of perch caught in the lake right here.
You've spoken to some people who live here and enjoy it, and they rave about the professionalism of the management. You've heard that, haven't you, firsthand?
one of the key factors of this resort really is the professional management and the friendly service and all the things you'd expect. You know, if you've got any questions, and even if you want to buy something, obviously you can come in and they'll show you around the place. So right from the word go, it's always been run by really good people.
And security, of course, is a major concern, as it was when you said, you know, for you when you go away on holidays.
Yeah.
The fact that it has on-site management, that security, you've heard people say, it just gives them peace of mind, doesn't it?
Yeah. The on-site management at this resort is probably the most important thing, because you do worry about your possessions and when you leave it all. So, you know, for me, that's the number one thing, and I'd give them a big tick for that.
What's your plans moving forward this year? I mean, you've got a book coming out and things like that, I believe, have you?
Yeah, this year, 2014, is going to be a busy one for me. I'll have an album coming out called Honest People. It's already been named. I've got a song called Honest People. And that's basically the theme of it. You know, it's going to be very down to earth, as much as I can make it. And we're going to release the autobiography, which is, you know, it's 44 years I've been in the business now. So following that, 2015, I'm going on the huge Gallipoli cruise. So that'll be my 45th year and my 70th year, 45th year in the business and 70th year in life. So the next couple of years, I reckon I'll be full on, and then I might slow down a bit.
I was going to say, it doesn't seem like there's any slowing down. Yeah. And do you enjoy the travelling?
I enjoy travelling when things are green. You know, being an ex-farmer, it bothers me when there's drought, and we generally don't take shows out into the country when there's a drought. So I do enjoy driving on the road more than going to airports. We do a lot of fly and drive, but I'd much rather leave from home with all my shirts hanging up in the car, all ironed, and everything I want, and take off and see all the bush that you get around to see it all, see how the farmers are going, see how the cockies are going, and it's nice for me as an ex-farmer, but also someone who loves the country.
And is this why it's so appealing to you in terms of its makeup? Because the sense of community that you have when you go out into country towns and you see so many people being friendly to each other and helping each other, this is basically a version of that, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I think the Homebase could easily be seen as a little country town. I think it's got a great feel about it, and I'm sure all the people living here will be very much like the honest people you do see in a country town, what I've experienced being brought up, and I think it'd be just a wonderful atmosphere to live in. I have a saying that I want someone to put on my grave, my epitaph, and it's, take advantage of how the years go, plant a tree and watch it grow. I wouldn't muck about if I was looking at a place here. I'd buy one now.